The experienced actors are normally used to the attention they get from their fans, although sometimes even the veterans are caught by surprise.
Doctor, you get many different types of propositions, including, would you like to sleep with my wife?
So how does fame influence their love life? Let's learn if the talented cast of FBI Most Wanted are equally successful in their private lives as they are in their careers. Kellen Lutz as Kenny Crosby. The role of Emmet Cullen wasn't his first, but it definitely made Lutz a household name in the industry. Following his stint in the Twilight Saga movies, Kellen built a career mostly through action movie roles, like Expendables 3 and The Legend of Hercules. The talented actor has always had a heart for fighting injustice, so playing an FBI agent who tends to be right in the thick of things aligned perfectly with that. You feel like you're playing a real-life superhero, even though it's movie magic, says Lutz about his character on FBI Most Wanted. Kellen has never done such a big show like this, but having a steady schedule was something he was looking for. He and his wife, Brittany Gonzalez, wanted to have some stability that would let them start a family. The couple had a very romantic meet-cute while Kellen was shooting in Australia and Brittany was home in California.
We kind of got put together by my best friend, Chris Wolf, and we had a 7-hour phone conversation that first day. And I just knew, yeah, there she is.
The actor revealed that there was an almost instant connection between him and his wife because they shared the same values. She's a Christian, I'm a Christian. I have respect for that. I never really dated anyone who believes the same thing as me, and I realize that's where you should start. Kellen and Brittany got married in a private ceremony in November 2017, announcing the event on their Instagram accounts with a picture of them both holding up Mr. and Mrs. passport holders.
You just want to be married. You just get to that point where you're like, I just want to live with you. I just want to do life with you. And so now it was beautiful, it was simple, and marriage is going off really well.
The couple have always dreamt of having a big family, but little did they know how challenging their journey to that would be. In 2019, they were head over heels excited to share the news that they were expecting and already started to plan a happy life with their little one. But tragically, the baby became stillborn 6.5 months into the pregnancy. Brittany and Kellen both shared the heartbreaking news on their Instagram alongside a touching message to their unborn daughter and all of the people who helped them get through this challenging time. Fortunately, just a year after the tragic loss, they welcomed their first child. A baby girl they named Ashton Lily Lutz was born in February this year and brought the brightest sunshine into her parents' lives. Keisha Castle-Hughes as Hannah Gibson. Amazingly, she was only 13 years old when she was nominated for the Best Actress Academy Award. Keisha was the youngest person nominated in that category at the time and had absolutely no previous acting experience. Since then, the Polynesian actress has appeared in many projects, including iconic franchises like Star Wars, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, and now FBI Most Wanted. But this might never have happened. Unfortunately, being a teenager, Keisha was totally overwhelmed by her literally overnight fame.
There was a lot of that pressure, a lot of like, this is the prime of your life. Imagine that. It takes people telling you it's the prime of your life when you're 13. I was like, oh, yeah, that's gonna f you up. It's like, that's not healthy.
At 14, she became the sole provider for her family, forced to accept every job she was offered. As a result, Castle-Hughes developed an eating disorder, anxiety issues, and terrible night terrors that made her wake up screaming. And she was also smoking and drinking. The actress admits that her life was spiraling out of control. But then she got pregnant. And although she had to struggle against the critics who condemned her for having a child so young and out of wedlock, Castle-Hughes says that having a child was the best thing that could have ever happened to her. The baby girl named Felicity was born 1 month after Keisha's 17th birthday, and that was the moment when she realized she had something worth changing for. She quit drinking, which, in her own words, was the most positive decision she's ever made. Keisha and Felicity's dad, Bradley Hull, were together for 7 years, but they broke up in 2010. Their daughter now lives with Bradley in New Zealand, and although Keisha is currently based in the US, she makes regular trips home to see her girl. In 2013, Castle-Hughes tied the knot with a DJ, Jonathan Morrison, after a whirlwind romance. But the marriage didn't last long, and the couple finalized their divorce in 2016. And this year, the actress surprised her fans, announcing that she is now married to Donnie Grammer. And they are expecting their first child together. So it looks like Felicity is going to be a big sister quite soon. Nathaniel Arcand as Clinton Skye. As one of Canada's most talented and prolific Indigenous actors, Nathaniel has amassed many film and television credits since his acting debut in 1994. His most prominent roles have been in the long-running TV series Blackstone and Heartland, but he's also appeared in shows like Bull and Supernatural. Arcand, who is of First Nations Plains Cree ancestry, said that he loved the fact that he got an opportunity to play a Native American FBI agent. For me, that's something to be proud of, he shared. To play this kind of character is huge, and I'm very grateful. I pay respect to the Mohawk people here too. Nathaniel revealed that he also enjoyed being a part of the crime drama, as he's been a fan of these kinds of shows since childhood.
When I was a kid, I loved watching those kind of shows too, like Starsky and Hutch and whatever, like Hill Street Blues, everything like that, I would tune in, even as a kid, I'd be tuning into that kind of stuff, And
Arcand has 3 grown-up children, the youngest of which, Griffin Powell Arcand, has followed in his father's footsteps and is also an actor. Nathaniel hasn't disclosed any details of his previous relationships, but since 2016, he has been happily married to Julian McMahon. Roxy Sternberg as Cheryl Barnes. With roles in series like Emerald City, Absentia, and the acclaimed docudrama Mars, Roxy is definitely no stranger to American television.
What were you doing on Mars?
I was just visiting it.
And now that she's swept up in New York as part of FBI Most Wanted, she sometimes misses her home city, London, especially in winters, which are much colder here than across the pond.
Yes. Yeah. March 2019. That was freezing. That's the most cold I've ever been. And I'm like, how can I act and remember lines and breathe and move and be on my mark? It was freezing. I've never experienced that. And last winter wasn't so bad.
Sternberg has a classical education. She got a degree in drama and theater studies to appease her parents so that if that acting malarkey didn't pan out, I could always teach. Roxy is of mixed descent. Her mother is from Uganda and moved to the UK when she was a teen, and later met and married a British Jewish man with a Polish and Russian background. Unfortunately, her father Benny died recently, so we express our condolences to Roxy Sternberg, her mother and sister. The actress practices Judaism and revealed that her synagogue was very important to her growing up, as a member of a minority within another minority. Sternberg is extremely private and usually doesn't comment on her love life. However, she did mention that her favorite London pub is the Dove because it's the place where she had her first date with her partner. And quite recently, she captioned a photo on her Facebook page as taken by her clever, candid husband. Amy Carlson as Jackie Ward. The Blue Bloods fans were definitely thrilled to see Amy again. 3 years since her shocking exit from the police procedural, Carlson finally returned to the CBS fold. Although her character on FBI Most Wanted is nothing like the beloved Linda Reagan.
So, let's get rolling on that bolo.
Jackie is a total boss lady, and she also came in with some history as Jess, which added a whole other layer to her appearance on the show. And in fact, Carlson previously crossed paths with Most Wanted's leading man, Julian McMahon, as well. Almost 30 years ago, the actors played a couple on the daytime soap opera Another World. Amy revealed that she was excited to work with Julian again. He's a terrific actor and a prince of a person. We haven't seen each other for a long time, so there was a lot of whooping and hollering and then elbow tapping because I couldn't give him a big hug. Of course, it was a totally friendly reunion, as Carlson met her now husband, Sid Butler, soon after her gig on Another World. Sid is a musician and a member of the 8G band from the show Late Night with Seth Meyers. Amy and Sid tied the knot in 2004 after 7 years of dating and are now doting parents to 2 beautiful kids, Lila and Nigel. Julian McMahon as Jess LaCroix. This Australian actor is instantly recognizable for his 7-year stint as Dr. Christian Troy, the charming plastic surgeon on the show Nip Tuck. When it ended, Julian McMahon didn't commit himself to a weekly TV series because their schedules are often quite pressing. However, he changed his mind when he was offered the role on the legendary producer Dick Wolf's new show.
The script I just thought was fantastic, and the character of Jess LaCroix was something I hadn't seen or read for a long time, and I kind of had a take on the way that I wanted to play him pretty quickly. and I had kind of hoped that that was something a little bit unique.
Another important reason for taking this gig was Julian's desire for a change of scenery. For the better part of the last 2 decades, McMahon has limited his work life to California to be able to raise his daughter. Julian first got married back in 1994 to Australian actress and singer Dannii Minogue. They divorced 18 months later. Approximately at the same time, he moved to the US. There, McMahon met and soon married the Baywatch star Brooke Burns. Unfortunately, their marriage was also short-lived, but the couple had a daughter, Madison. Despite their divorce, Julian and Brooke have done a great job of co-parenting their daughter. Madison spends a lot of time with her father, and the actor recently shared how his love for cooking helped him create a special bond with his little girl.
You know, raising her, I cooked pretty much every night for her dinner, and I made her breakfast and stuff, and that becomes a little routine-ish, I guess, to a certain extent, but I always try to kind of put something, a little effort.
In 2014, Madison helped her dad propose to his longtime girlfriend, model Kelly Panigua. They had been dating for 11 years, and Julian had planned to pop the question in the most romantic city in the world. But then he had a change of heart and asked for advice from his then 14-year-old daughter. When we got on the plane, I told Maddie that I wanted to propose to Kelly in Paris, but I wasn't sure we were going to get there. So, do you think maybe we should propose on the plane together? Of course, Kelly couldn't say no to them. And 6 months later, the couple got married in a private ceremony at Lake Tahoe. Julian's daughter is in college now, so he moved to New York to film FBI Most Wanted. By the way, he used his real-life experience on the show, as the character Jess is a single parent who tries to find a balance between raising a teenage girl and his demanding job. And that's all we wanted to tell you about the private lives of the cast of this show. But wait, here's the last fun fact for you.
Your father was an actual prime minister of a country.
Yes, he was Prime Minister of Australia.
And while you're here, check out our video about the real-life partners of Law & Order SVU's cast. Stay awesome!